Class. Sorry I forgot to do this yesterday. But today we're going to quickly learn about that DNA history piece. I think there's one or two questions on your test, so hopefully this helps you to do well on those. So, who did what and when? So the first discovery was that A's always go to T's and G's always go to C's. The man who did this is Erwin Chargaff, and this discovery really helped them figure out the structure of DNA. He did this by looking at the different bases, and then based on the different bases, the amounts of them, so he could measure how much of each was in there. He found that A is always equal T and G is always equal C. This helped them to eventually figure out that it was double-sided because they were always in equal proportions. The next thing that happened is there was a wonderful lady named Rosalind Franklin, and Rosalind Franklin was an expert in this special type of photography called X-ray crystallography. She took pictures of DNA using her special kind of photography, and as a result they were able to look at that picture and it would help them to build the model of what DNA looked like. Like I said, her name was Rosalind Franklin, and her picture went next. Then the people who won the Nobel Prize actually built a model structure of DNA. They used the knowledge that A's equals T and G's equals C's. They looked at the picture of the DNA, and then they actually built the molecular structure. Their names were Watson and Crick, and they're the ones that really got credit for figuring out what DNA looked like and discovering. They are always credited with discovering DNA. Both Watson and Crick agreed that Franklin should have also won a Nobel Prize with them. Without her picture, they both said that there would be no way that they would have ever figured out what DNA looked like. However, Franklin died due to radiation poisoning because she was taking all these pictures of using X-rays, and she had died before the time they got their Nobel Prize. Watson is still alive today and is getting very old, and so yeah. Last but not least, this is a most recent one. His name is Alec Jeffreys, and he discovered DNA fingerprinting. Without him, there would be no way to use DNA in the courts. So he discovered that everybody's DNA was unique, and then he developed this DNA fingerprinting or gel electrophoresis technique where we could run people's DNAs through a gel and use that to figure out if a DNA sample was the same or different from a different DNA sample. So if you find blood at the crime scene and that blood didn't come from the victim, you could then use it to match a different person's. His work has been incredibly important with not only forensics but also agriculture, and then along with that, a lot of medical things. So taking a look at people's DNAs and looking at the pieces that have known mutations for like breast cancer or ALS, and running his fingerprinting apparatus and figuring out if you would be likely to get that disease. That's all you need to know about DNA, are the names and the order that they went in. And so hopefully that's enough info for you to get you through your test tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow.